Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us at the Product Marketing Festival. Before we start this session, we just wanted to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors, partners, and festival attendees for helping us make this happen. Don't forget to check out our AMA site, both during and after the festival. We've got lots of speakers taking questions after their talks. Enjoy the session.
First speaker is always hard, so you have to bear with me, especially when Stuart told me just before I come in that there's an acme to put people off if they go over time. So I'm gonna try to avoid this. It's very cool to see that 76% were saying that they wanna learn and mix with other product marketers, because this is what the summit is about, is learning from peers in product marketing and get out from this 2-day summit with a lot of ideas, a lot of knowledge that we can practice and do in our companies. So my presentation today is about the sweet spot. And you can understand sweet spot from wherever you want, but it's more about the customer here and about how do you identify the best customers for your business and make them grow and grow your business with them. So I'm gonna speak about some frameworks that help you with segmentation, understanding your ideal customer profile, and where is your sweet spot today, and if you wanna stick with the sweet spot or move it to something else afterwards. It's a great actually start of the day, because I think things like this project can help you be a very influencer team in the business and also get buy-in on your projects afterwards. So it's a very valuable project that I went through at Safety Culture, but also at companies before, like Expedia. So maybe before I start, I just want to ask a question in the room. Who comes from a company with 50 to 250 employees? Cool. Not a lot of us. Anyone coming from a subscription model, a PLG model, or a SaaS business in general? Cool. This will be very useful for you guys. Anyone coming from a big corporation with anything bigger than 500 employees? This will be also very useful for you guys. It will be actually useful for anyone that has a customer base that is bigger than maybe 5,000 customers, and help you actually understand this deeper with a lot of frameworks and data. So if you can't wait 1 week for the slides, you can add me on LinkedIn. This is my picture on LinkedIn. I know that a lot of people will add here people on LinkedIn and connect with. So just so you know, I hear a lot of people, I read a lot of people sending me a congratulations when they go on LinkedIn. I was like always wondering what's happening, why they're asking for that. And just as a clarifying point here, this little cute boy is not my kid. I was on Tinder not a long time ago. So that's settled. The second thing I wanted to tell you about me is that I suck at drawings. And I'm very bad at this, but I wanted to visualize this like presentation in one drawing. And I wanted to show like this box that you have. This is the company, let's say, and all these like lines going away is a lot of projects and initiatives that a startup has to make sure that they are finding this product market fit. So you have the company, you have maybe 20, 30 people trying to work on this product market fit through a lot of initiatives, a lot of projects. But very quickly, when you grow the business, you start realizing that there are customers performing better than others, and you want to focus on them. So I put this drawing, and the design team is next to me. So he's like, this is off-brand. This is not at all a cool drawing. No, let me do something better for you. So he drew this, and it's also showing the same idea, basically, that a company at a startup phase, before they scale up, they are trying to do a lot of projects, trying to find their sweet spot and trying to find the product market fit. But this doesn't take you so far, because you need to bring focus to the business. And the best team to drive this focus is the product marketing team. Why is that? I'm gonna go through these frameworks that we have done to bring this alignment, to bring this focus, but also show that you know the customer, you know the product, and you know the business better than anyone else in the company. So how do you do this is all about this finding the sweet spot. And we can go very quickly to some methods that are easy to apply, like interviews. Yes, interviews are cool. You can go to your sales team and ask them, who is your customer? Who is your ideal customer? But this is not enough, because it's biased to how we actually ask the sales team to go to these specific customers and sign the deals. Now, the second one is win and loss analysis. Yeah, cool. You went to the sales team again and asked them, why did they lose the deal? Yeah, it's because of this feature. We didn't sign this deal because of this feature, and if you don't build this feature, we won't get anywhere. It's also unbiased. So it's important, but it's not enough. Customer feedback is important. A lot of customers are coming to you, telling you what they need in the product. But the loudest people are also the customers that are coming to you first and complaining about some stuff. So is this enough? I don't think it's enough. We can do a better job than just looking at these three areas. Firmographics, okay? Head of sales, head of customer success said, industries like manufacturing, industries like construction, industries like retail, whatever industry they see much more often in their deals is the best industry for us. Yes, true from their perspective. Is this showing you the whole customer base? It's definitely not. I'm being very controversial, and I'm known for that. So just to make sure that I'm clear on this, all of these are extremely important, but it's not enough to build your assumptions and drive your company into one direction based on qualitative data. There is much more you can do that drives actually the sweet spot, but also turns your team and your function in the company from this tactical and operational or support function to a strategic function that helps the company get the direction and being this lighthouse that helps every person on shore to understand what's going on in the market. What is the customer about? What are they looking for? What are their problems today? And how can you leverage this information to build the best product for them? So a plug here and advertising for the PMA meetups. We started doing them in Sydney, and we are getting around 120 people coming, registering, sorry, a bit less people coming. But basically, one of the meetups that we have done in January, I brought my boss, and my boss is VP of product. And I was like, Brian, can you just like come and speak about what is product marketing role in a business? And I was so happy when he had this slide, because how he presented it is that product marketing is the team that helps your company build the right product for your customers. And he just squared the word right and said, if you don't have product marketing team working with you from the beginning of the process, you're sometimes not building the right product. So, this square should be on right. Oh, I see it here in a different place. That's fine. The word right is the most important for us in a company. And again, the analysis that we can drive and how we can approach things will help you build the right product. Just a bit of context before I share with you the frameworks that we went through. Our company is called Safety Culture, and our product, the flagship product, is called iAuditor. And iAuditor basically is a mobile inspection app that helps customers run their inspections of quality, safety, or operations on an app, and then get all the data in real time on a desktop and see all the analytics that are coming from the frontline workers. The way we do it is that we enable customers to build their own checklist in any industry and get their information and data the way they think that it's relevant for them. So this is the first problem we have, is that because we are agnostic to industries, we don't know how to focus on some customers more than others. The second thing that we have is actually that we are globally present. So we are as much in Asia Pacific as in the US, as in Europe or Latin America. So we can't like today focus on one market more than others, but we have to understand what is the main and common point between customers that drive them to use this product. And of course, we have a lot of customers, 26,000 companies across the globe, and some of them are big brands. And a lot of them are loud, asking for some specific features and some specific things within their business that will make them more successful. So how do we combine all this and understand what do we want to be as a company is the process that we went through over the last 1 year or 2 years. The last thing I wanted to add is that we have a free app that our customers can download by themselves for free, use it as much as they want, and there are some blockers within the app that makes you move to premium, but they can also use it for free. And we stopped for a moment and we said, okay, we have 26,000 customers today. Who are the best customers for us? And there were many ways that we can work on to scale the business, but we wanted to make sure that we are making the right decision. So the first thing we said, do we want to challenge our business model? We don't want to. Because as a SaaS business, you can sit on this, this graph, and you can be one of these models. So the first one, which is like the model of Salesforce or Workday, where you have outbound sales and large implementation. It takes time, but once you get the deal closed, you have a lot of money coming from your customer. The bottom one is the Typeform or Dropbox model. I know we have Dropbox in the room, but basically it's a consumer-like, limited sales first. You download it, you see the value, and you understand how does it work very easily. And then maybe customer success people will come to expand the deal. Now, in the middle, I know we have Atlassian as well in the room, but basically Atlassian or Slack, where you have this land and expand model, see value with 5 users, and then move up with 20, with 30, with 50, and this is where the expansion happens. They have customer success team. I know that they started with sales, but it's way later in the process, and they have a lot of marketing automation. So where do we sit? We sit in the middle. We sit with this land and expand model. We have a lot of customer success people helping the customers use the product and expand. We are not at Atlassian in terms of revenue. We are big, but not that big. We would love to be there one day. We are doing the main things to help us go there, but we're not there yet. But this is our business model today. And we said, there's no way we question our business model. We want to keep with this free app and the premium model around it and the land and expand. So how can we identify now who is our ideal customer profile now that we know that we are not questioning our business model? So to identify this one, we went through 4 frameworks that help us actually understand the sweet spot. And then we are now able to address this question of total addressable market, how big our potential is. And then the go-to-market strategy comes afterwards when you are launching products. One of my twin people in the community is called Tamara Krominski. She's at Unbounce in Canada, and she speaks about this process in a very cool way. She speaks about 3 words: volume, performance, potential. And the frameworks that I'm gonna share with you are about understanding the volume that you have, the performance of this volume, and then the potential in the market. So let's go there and try to focus on this sweet spot, and how can we make sure that we find the sweet spot very quickly and play with it as much as we can. Okay, first framework that we have started with was called the organization analysis. So this is the first step to understand your customer. Bring all this data around engagement, around NPS, around retention, around lifetime value, about website traffic, conversion on the website, bring also the tenure and the lifetime value in general, and put them all together, because all your teams have this information, but no one has looked at them together to make sure that we are understanding the value in a more holistic view. And because you know the product, you know the customer, and you know the business, you can mix all this together and try to find a way to augment this data with enrichment, for example, and make some cool graphs that are looking cool, but also very meaningful for your business. Define your success metrics and where do you want to be with each of these customers, and try to see, for example, in our situation, the depth factor. Who are our biggest customers in terms of expansion, but also how they are engaged with your product. How much of them are using the product to full potential. When you do this modulation and then try to analyze your data, you will see a lot of cohorts that are starting to form. The cohorts can be firmographics, they can be because of some attributes they have, and you want to look at which ones are performing the best and which ones are performing the worst. You take the sweet spots that you have analyzed and you understood their behavior and how they are performing in your business, and then you take it to the next level. So you say, I'm gonna take the sweet spot that I have today, whether I'm happy with it or not, it's not the question. This is what my sweet spot is today, and I'm gonna analyze the attributes that make them actually perform better than others. So sweet spot, this is a very simple example of how you define a sweet spot. The sweet spot is the customers that are having enough value from you, but you are having enough value from them and exceeding a bit the expectations they have when using your product. So this is where you find this like maximization of two-way value from economic value and satisfaction value. And you say, okay, these are the customers I want to analyze further, and I want to understand why they are performing. You will get all these attributes. It's a list of maybe 5, 10, 2, 3, whatever. You analyze them, and then you decide to go deeper into this sweet spot and talk to customers within this sweet spot. So you go at user level now. Enter here, we're analyzing the customer at a broader level, and now we're going into the user themselves. So many ways of doing this. Could be interviews, could be surveys first, but you have to analyze as much as you can what these customers or what these users or what these champions are looking for in your project, in your product. What are the jobs to be done that they are trying to achieve, and what are the goals that they are actually trying to reach while using your product. So you can go with a lot of surveys, as I said, that identify the job to be done. You can look at what are they asking for and what is underserved and what is overserved, and then build around this some use cases and some business cases for your product team and your marketing team to tweak the message, maybe to tweak the product, to tweak your go-to-market strategy to align with the sweet spot. And once you understand the jobs to be done, you can put them into different categories and build your personas. So see how long was the process until you identify your personas. You looked at the company level, you looked at their performance, you looked at the jobs to be done, and now you are much more confident to build your personas. So we built 3 profiles based on that, and we actually mapped the whole customer base around these 3 profiles. And we started seeing some behavior at user level that help us actually understand what we should be putting on the website, what we should be speaking about on the app, how can we reach out to these people. And the way we did this is actually we analyzed these customers at role level, and we used the job title, and we split this job title into 3 areas: the seniority, the goal, and the function. And every customer that we are able to identify now in our business has this like profile. I am profile 1, I'm profile 2, I'm profile 3. I speak to you differently based on your profile because I know your goals, I know your jobs to be done, and I know how important you are for us. And this didn't happen just because I did it by myself. It was an alignment across the whole company, and people in the team were putting a lot of efforts on some of them. I have 3 wonderful people in the team. Actually, 2 of them are here today, Alex and Jenny, that worked a lot on this profiling and understanding the customer and building this job to be done. And we're happy to speak about it further. But what we realized when we are doing this analysis is that we found that when we are looking at expansion of deal and when we're looking at the proportion of users, profile number 1 is the profile that is, is it working? Not working yet. Let's see, here you go. Profile 1 is the one that we land with at acquisition time. Profile 1 is the user that is signing up and using the app first. But they actually don't have a lot of influence on the expansion of the deal. When they form their first group of people or customers or users, they actually start speaking to other profiles, like profile 2. When profile 2 comes in, this is where the magic happens. Profile 2, or this role, that is actually not a seniority-based role, but more a department-based role, is bringing us profile 3, and this is where we see the whole expansion happen. So I know some of this is theoretical, and it applies to businesses more than others, but I think going through the process help us actually align the whole company around this, and also help them realize for their role what they can be doing with this. So one of the most successful things we have done with this is actually rebranded the whole business in November. So we changed our tone, we changed our segmentation on the website, how we speak to people, and we actually aligned with the marketing team about these personas and this like sweet spot. The second thing we did is actually we went to the product team, and we told them that there's a sweet spot that we want to focus on much more often. So let's build the features that this sweet spot needs. Let's not go to the biggest customers and ask them what they need because they are not in our sweet spot. Let's not go to the smallest customers either. or the unhappy one. Let's focus on this sweet spot from product strategy perspective. The third thing that we are trying now to do is targeted communications. So every customer receives the right information for them based on their profile and their function. And the last one is actually our go-to-market team, so success and account executives. Now they are focusing on this sweet spot much more often, and they are trying to bring much more people to this sweet spot so we grow the business in the most sustainable way. And most of all, and I think that the part that I love the most about this project is that it brought to the company the attention that we are a very functional and a very strong performing team, that we are making decisions based on data, and we know what we are speaking about. So they come to us now with any big project that they need crucial attention and crucial analysis and strategy to build together. So I end up just like showing again one of my drawings and say, this is what I wanted to happen, and this is what happened, is much more focused around in the business around one big thing, and obviously still go with other things and other initiatives to help us grow into different directions. But the biggest one is definitely like the big focus. And I think we brought alignment around the whole business. The only thing I wasn't able to succeed to align with is still not on brand, and the design team asked me to redraw the thing to make it more like appealing and much more brand respecting. So that's the story that I wanted to share with you today. I hope this is useful. I'm happy to take questions or actually take them offline afterwards as well to see how can these frameworks help you in your business become an effective, a strategic role and the lighthouse of your company. Thank you. No Acme for me.
So, I don't have a mic, but if there are any questions, we'll use Slido for them. I've got one here for you, Karim, which is just, so when there is organisational change required, how do you bring the whole organisation along? How do you bring the teams together and align?
Sure. I think the three most important qualities that any product marketer needs to have is strategic, analytical, and actually lateral leadership. The lateral leadership is what makes all your projects happen. So the way I think about it is that when you are running these company-wide projects, you have to involve people from the beginning of the process. So from the start, I went to the analytics team and involved them in the process. I said, this is what we need, and this is why we need them. I went to the finance team. I said, this is why I need this information, and this is why we need them. I went to every team that it will be impacted from the beginning and involved them and told them why I need their help and also why they need this to happen. And this helped actually the whole process to go much more naturally and succeed at the end.
We've also got another question here from Jenny. So has there been an impact on your overall company strategy and their goals from any of your work?
Very good question, Jenny. Jenny is in my team. Yeah. So in December, actually, last year, we brought a company strategy for 2020. And the company strategy was based on 3 main goals. And the 3 main goals had one of them that is about the sweet spot. And I think that was a success for us to see that this project led into the company strategy. And the 2 other actually goals kind of feed into this biggest one, which is around the sweet spot. So yeah, this has delivered value to the business. And now we are aligned, all of us, around this company strategy.
Great. Any other questions from anyone? No? Thank you very much, Karim.
Thank you so much.
Oh.